What's happening in YouTube? This is CJ.
And Sarah.
It's a Wednesday, and that means it's time for another Keto
Conversations.
So let's get started. So this week we are back with, I guess, a topic.
We're not sharing any of our food.
Sharing products or anything like that. Although that keto crate was actually pretty cool.
It was the best one we've had.
A good keto crate. Mm-hmm. But this week we're going to talk about 5 keys to successful keto. So 5 keys to successful keto, and we actually have it down to 5. All right, so I'm going to start out, and the first key, and we say this a lot on our channel, is keep your keto simple. Okay? Don't make it harder than it has to be. Keto basically is high fat, medium levels of protein, low carbs.
That's right.
And you don't need to
doesn't need to be fancy.
Doesn't need to be fancy.
Although if you choose more flavorful foods, it's going to make sure that you stay satiated and enjoy this lifestyle.
Yes, but there will be times throughout the week when you need to keep your keto simple.
And you just need to eat. Yeah, so it doesn't have to be gourmet.
Right, so you might need, here we go again, rotisserie chicken. You might need
bacon and eggs.
You might need some a hamburger patty with some bacon on top. You might need to have some butter, some avocado. But again, keep it simple. But choose flavorful foods. Don't choose boring, bland foods.
Foods without fat, things like chicken breasts and dry.
Don't run from fat. Because a lot of people, we've been conditioned in our society to be basically afraid of fat.
And sometimes it's hard to find. Like, we had pork chops tonight, and they were good, but where I purchased them, the selection was pretty minimal, and the only ones I could find bone-in, because I like my meat with the bone-in, they seem to be more flavorful that way. But these didn't have enough fat, in my opinion.
Right.
And so both of us, during dinner, we definitely noticed the lack of fat in this particular batch of pork chops.
Right.
So it can be a little harder to find sometimes, like CJ said.
I didn't think about it. We probably should have added some butter on top.
We did, and I cooked them in avocado oil, so they had some fat. Okay. I didn't just cook them by themselves.
So we supplemented the fat.
But we both noticed
because we noticed that the meat wasn't a fatty cut.
Right.
So again, keep your keto simple. Choose flavorful foods, because if you do that, that will help you sustain keto long enough
satisfied
until you can get to the next 5 success tips.
Yes.
All right.
So the second one is remaining mentally motivated. So in order to remain mentally motivated, some things that can help you do that is that you're going to start seeing health benefits from this lifestyle pretty close to right after you start. You're going to notice that lack of inflammation pretty quickly, even before the weight loss benefits. After your keto flu and all of those kind of things.
If you go through the keto.
If you do.
Right, because some people don't.
You're going to start seeing, the lack of brain fog and, the aches and pains. You're not going to be hungry all the time. So those things are going to help you stay motivated.
Right.
And, of course, there's going to be weight loss with it, and if you're not seeing weight loss as quickly as you would like, there's definitely going to be inches and sizes and things like that it's going to happen quickly.
And we're big proponents of, taking pictures, taking photographs.
Yes. Photographs probably mentally motivated you to begin this process in the first place. I know it did for me. Seeing unflattering photographs of myself was a big catalyst in motivating me to begin the ketogenic lifestyle. So in the same way, continuing to take photographs to keep yourself motivated because you're seeing yourself change is a really good tip. Right.
So I saw somebody on, I don't know this person, but it was an Instagram post, and she had taken a picture every Friday for, I don't know if it was a year, but it was like every Friday, and you could see on the photographs up until the most recent one, you could see a drastic change in how she looked, and this was just her face.
Yeah, and sometimes we don't, because we look at ourselves every day, we don't see those kinds of changes.
Right, and it was awesome to see how that person had done that, and I was like, wow, that's a great idea, because a lot of times we take pictures of our body, but I mean, you could see it in her face that she had drastically changed over time. So Yeah, to remain mentally motivated, you gotta see. You'll see the health benefits. You'll see the weight loss. You'll see the inches start to change. Yep.
Yeah.
And that's important for success on keto.
Yes.
A big thing that we talk about a lot is continuing to increase your knowledge about keto. To get an understanding of what you're doing. You can do that by listening to podcasts. You can do that by watching YouTube videos. You can do that by reading books. There's a plethora of information about keto out there,
yep.
And it's to your benefit to read and stay up with what's going on, because if you have the knowledge, then you can make decisions about how you want to do things as it relates to keto.
Well, and sometimes even after you've learned the basics of keto, what's nice, what I have found by listening to podcasts, is new studies will come out.
Right.
Just maybe somebody will make a point that you never thought of that really inspires you. It makes you feel better. Maybe they're talking about a weight loss plateau, or they're talking about something that happened to them and the same thing's happening to you, and you think, oh my goodness, I'm not by myself. I can do this. So to me, it just helps us stay relevant.
Yeah.
In this lifestyle.
Yeah. So increase your knowledge of keto as you go along, and it's just important for you to do that to help keep you going to have success of keto. All right, what else?
So we need to be patient and trust the process, and it's very difficult for me to just sit here and say that straight out, because it is very difficult. It needs to happen, but I'm not saying that it's going to be easy. But it is a big key to success, is because you are going to have to be patient. There are going to be times in this journey where you think nothing is happening, or it's slower than you would like it to be, and it's hard not to compare ourselves to other people. You hear stories, or you see people, and they lost 100 pounds in 3 months, or whatever the case may be. Mm-hmm. The experience is going to be different for everyone. And maybe they started out at 400 pounds, and for them, losing 100 pounds is a major difference. But it's also something that happened quickly for them because they were more overweight than maybe you are. So there's going to be different circumstances. So trying to be patient and trust that your body is going to change and allow it that time to change is definitely a key to success.
Right, because a lot of times what's going on with your body is you're actually healing yourself from the inside out. And so you may have had years of just bad eating or yo-yo dieting, and now you've gotten to the keto lifestyle, and your body's actually healing. It's correcting some things that are on the inside, and that's going to take time. We didn't do all the damage overnight. We didn't gain all the weight that we had overnight. Although it's funny, when we try to lose weight, we want it to come off super fast. But
which is so funny, isn't it? Because you really do lose weight faster than you gained it.
Right.
But it just doesn't feel that way. It's not as much fun, usually, to lose weight.
It doesn't feel that way.
But going along with that, trusting the process that your body is still continuing to change even if you don't think it's changing. Mm-hmm. Like the change of the season again for me, that meant getting out my winter clothes and putting my summer clothes away. And I ended up with a giant bag of things that I had to part with because they no longer fit me. And that was just in like a 7-month period that I had worn them.
So the stuff you were giving away, what size were those?
Mostly 10s.
Okay, so this was, you were wearing size 10, 7 to 8
7
months.
months.
7 months ago, and then now you're down to?
A lot of my pants are now 6s.
Size 6.
Yeah.
Okay.
So even within a number of months, I had still changed a couple of sizes. Now, I don't know what the scale says, and I don't care, because I don't intend to weigh myself anytime soon, because that just doesn't matter to me. Because a number on the scale doesn't matter to me as much as how I feel, and that I'm okay and comfortable in what I look like right now.
Yeah, and I read those types of stories all the time from people who, yes, the scale doesn't look like it's moving as fast as you want it to go, but then you try on this pair of pants that you couldn't wear, or you try on your wedding dress from years ago or something, and wow, you're amazed it actually fits. I was looking at myself the other day, and a pair of pants that I just recently bought, they're actually kind of big.
That's a big tip.
You
Don't
know?
buy too many clothes in your
Yeah.
current size. Even if you think this is a small, like, for me, I'm not deliberately trying to continue to lose weight, really. I mean, I'm just living keto. So I'm not, like, actively still trying to lose weight. I don't feel like I need to be too much smaller than I already am. So even not actively trying to lose weight, I have still lost some more weight. But that's a good tip, is don't buy too many clothes in your current size.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you might undergrow them. So
Yeah.
that's a very good tip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's actually been happening to me with some pants that I just recently bought, maybe 2 months ago.
Yeah.
At the most.
And
So-
I've had several things where I skipped from not being able to wear them to then not being able to wear them in the opposite direction.
Right.
Because they had been too tight and now they're too big and I didn't get to wear them at all either way. So,
Right.
yeah.
Right. And then our last point is for success on keto is to seek support. And that doesn't necessarily have to come from your family. A lot of us are doing keto. Sarah and I
We're blessed to have each other.
have each other. We've always had each other on this journey. But a lot of you guys don't have that. You don't have a spouse that's supporting you, or your families. Well, our kids aren't keto.
No.
We don't have them.
Although
doing
they all
keto
know what it
lifestyle.
is.
They know what it
Because
is.
we talk about it so much.
'Cause we talk about it, but
and they do eat quite a bit of ketogenic food.
yeah, but we're still preparing meals for them. We're still, right along the side when we're making our own food, you know. And some of you guys are in the same situation. So you don't have a lot of support at home. You're still having to prepare meals for, folks who aren't doing keto, and sometimes that's a struggle with cravings and just seeing the food. But seek support. We really would encourage you to seek support.
So that's the online community.
Yeah.
Friends that you've made online, or even friends in your own community. A lot of places are having startup groups where they're having mini keto fests and keto date nights, and so look around in your community and
That's
see
true.
if there's
You'd be
low
surprised.
carb groups.
You'd be
Things
surprised
like
how
that.
many people I meet people all the time. I just met a gal at work. She just started in our office, and someone told me that, hey, she lost 100, and
That's
I think when I talked to her today, she had lost 125 pounds.
That's
and when
amazing.
she did keto.
Yeah, so it's kind of underground, but it's
And-
burgeoning.
Yeah,
so.
and so there's people all over doing keto.
Yeah.
And
maybe they're looking for somebody too.
Yes.
Maybe they're looking for
Right.
support or a buddy or
as well.
just somebody to talk about keto with.
But there's a large online community that you can tap into as well. So our channel, there's other, multiple keto channels where people who have different backgrounds, different experiences.
Right.
Some people lost hundreds of pounds, or some people lost 50 pounds. Some people are just starting out, but they're telling their story. And so seek that support out, because that helps you to kind of make it from point A to point B.
Yes.
Because this, keto, living the keto lifestyle is an everyday thing. And you know what? You ain't going to feel like doing it every day.
We all have stresses.
There's going to be days when you get tired, when you're just physically tired. You might even get bored. But then you can go back to eating flavorful foods.
Yes.
But again, if you have some support that you can go to, whether it be again online or someone that you can call.
And you might end up being the support for someone else.
Right.
So, maybe someone else is looking for support and you end up being that
Right.
person.
And I know a lot of people have started YouTube channels as a way to support themselves, but also to hold themselves accountable. Now, that's
Right.
not one of our points, but I know a lot of people have done that, where they said, hey, I've discovered this keto thing and I want to share this. So I'm going to start a channel, and I'm going to talk about the struggles I have and the things that I'm doing to get over it. And that's why, there are a lot of keto channels on YouTube. But again, as we mentioned earlier, there's also there's Facebook groups, there's Instagram. We follow a lot of people on Instagram who are doing keto, and and those things, sometimes just seeing a picture of somebody's before and after picture on Instagram is enough to okay, wow, that's pretty cool, that help. And then, you give them a heart, or you type them a little comment, hey, awesome, and maybe you're not seeing what you think the progress should be, but you supporting that other person then turns around and helps you out. And so, again, seek support. You've got a lot of people who are rooting for you and for your success. We are. And because we know keto can be a sustainable lifestyle. So, oh, by the way, I'm drinking this. This is a seltzer because I've got a sore throat. So that's what this can.
It's been a rough week.
That's what it just started. Week's just started.
Okay, so it's the beginning of a second week of roughness.
It's been a rough 2 weeks. So anyway, we hope that you guys have had a good week so far. And this is our Keto Conversation segment. If you got some other tips for success on keto, we'd love to hear from you in the comments.
Yeah. That's one of the ways we support each other.
Yeah, so you can share your tips for keto. These are just by no means all the success tips, but just 5 things that we thought were important. But this is our Keto Conversation segment. If you just happened upon our channel this week, we do new recipes every Sunday, and I think this week we're working on
something Latin, so stay tuned.
Yeah, so hopefully it'll be a big hit, and we're going to be cutting it kind of close. We're going to do a practice recipe on...
I'm going to do a practice recipe.
Well, yeah, you are. You're going to do a practice recipe, but then I'm going to be cutting it close.
You're going to expertly film it
Yeah,
and edit
I'm going to film it and edit it
and
in
tag
like
it.
1 day, half a day. And so we're going to see that, and hopefully it'll be something that because it's a pretty popular dish, and hopefully it'll be something that we can keto-fy and people can enjoy it on keto, because again, you can have delicious, flavorful food on keto.
Yes, and there's a lot of things that you can fix to make them appropriate for this lifestyle.
Yep. So I think we're done.
No more jibber jabber.
No more jibber jabber. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching CJ's Keto Kitchen. Peace.